Hello trainers, we are back this week with Kakuna, as you can see, and we are in one of the hidden London squares where I have been recording the past few Weedle family videos. So do mind any of the city sounds. I am outside and it is a tiny bit windy, but hopefully you don't get too much of that. Now before I start the video, if you like these kinds of videos, please drop a like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when new videos are released. So let's go ahead and get started. We are looking again at Kakuna this week. Let me just get a quick growl. Kakuna doesn't move very much, kind of just shakes a bit. Let's get a close-up. So just as an overall, this Pokemon is covered, mostly it is a yellow sandy color. It is very geometric, kind of like Metapod is with the Caterpie family. It does have a dome-shaped head and the black triangular eyes. You can see at the front of its body, around the middle, it looks like a diamond, but it's got two scythe-like arms in the middle. I've never seen Kakuna open those arms. I think there were some early illustrations of Kakuna, or there have been illustrations that have shown this. And you also have something that you can't see. That is the extendable stinger at the bottom tip of its body. This is something that I'll go into a bit towards the end when I'm going through the background, but this is something that Kakuna will only use in extremely dangerous situations where it's trying to protect itself. So just going around a bit, you can see this cocoon. This, I guess it's kind of like a teardrop shape cocoon, and it's very calm. The eyes have that glint in them. Again, they're just the black eyes, and you can see all around Kakuna there's really not a double design like there was with Metapod, where you could potentially see the back or the front as being the face, but it's a very, very calm Pokemon. I will be covering the normal form, which is this one, the shadow form, and the purified form. Currently, we don't have the shiny form released in Pokémon Go. Let me go ahead and get a few growls from Kakuna, and I will now go on to the shadow version of this Pokemon. Alright trainers, we are back, and we are taking a look at the shadow form of Kakuna. As you can see, this Kakuna is hanging closer to the plants, but you have the same signs for shadow Pokemon, the signs that point to corruption, and that is the purple cloud surrounding this Kakuna and the red eyes. You actually have 3 different shades of red, very dark, the small glints towards the front of the eye, towards the tip of the triangle is a lighter red, but essentially this Kakuna is very ominous. I'm going to kind of close up and shakes, a few growls from Kakuna. For now, let me just go ahead and get a different view of its dome-shaped head and just some of its back. You can see that the purple mist does surround its whole body. Anyhow, for now, let's go ahead and go to the final video, which will be the purified form of this Pokemon. Alright trainers, we're back, and we are now taking a look at the purified form of Kakuna. As you can see, you have the same white misty cloud surrounding this Kakuna. No longer are the eyes changed, so it does have its back to the yellow sandy color. The eyes are back to the beady black eyes, and it's kind of just rocking back and forth. So I'm going to take a seat next to Kakuna, and I do go into a bit of this in my thoughts on Kakuna, but it's kind of it is known as the watchful Pokemon, because really that's all it can do in this state. It can't really move very much on its own, and so it is kind of known and nicknamed for that. But I'm just taking a few looks behind it. I don't think that I very much covered the ridges on the back, but essentially this is the cocoon Pokemon. It really can't move. You might find it hanging off a tree or next to a tree leaning into it, but for the most part it's inactive during this state unless it is in danger and has protected itself. But let me just get a quick brow and just some quick different views for this Kakuna. I do like the design. I like the color, and I think it would have been fun to take a look at the shiny form, because it is quite different and it's interesting. But for now, this is what we have. So I wish I could give a little interview to this Kakuna, see what's up. But let's go ahead and leave this portion and go into further background on this Pokemon. The official Pokédex entry for Kakuna reads as follows. Kakuna. Because it is virtually motionless, able to move only slightly, it may appear dead. Although it is a cocoon in this temporary stage, on the inside, it is extremely busy as it prepares for its coming evolution and makes its new body. This is evident from how hot the shell becomes to the touch. As its body becomes softer, the external shell hardens. Kakuna leans against stout trees, clings to trees, or hides from predators under leaves and in the nooks of branches while awaiting evolution. When endangered, this Pokemon can harden its shell to protect itself from predators, and it may stick out its stinger and poison its enemy as well. A transitional stage, Kakunas remain inactive until they evolve into deadly Beedrills and hatch. Trainers, we will now review Kakuna in more detail and delve deeper into its background. Kakuna shows no visible differences between male and female. Originally from the Kanto region, they can be found in temperate forests and misty wooded areas. They can sometimes be seen hanging from trees on strands of silk in large numbers or clinging to trees while they await evolution. Occasionally, Kakuna will also nest at the mouths of tunnels and caves. In Pokémon Go, Kakuna does not nest but are more likely to appear in rainy and cloudy weather around parks and grassy areas. Kakuna, like Metapod, relies entirely on the nutrition and food from their predecessor. They do not eat at all. Kakuna are watchful and dislike humans in their territory but won't attack unless provoked. How do they attack, you ask? While not visible at first glance, Kakuna have a hidden stinger in the bottom tips of their shells. This is only used when greatly in danger, as they need to conserve all their energy for the coming evolution. The venomous stingers, like Weedles, can cause inflammation, moderate nausea, dizziness, mild swelling at injured areas, and pain in general. It is recommended that trainers carry pecha berries or antidotes to help with potential injuries. As evolution draws closer, their internal body temperatures rise drastically. Be careful, trainers, as this can feel uncomfortably hot to the touch. This stage lasts about 2 weeks. If evolution is delayed, trainers should go to their nearest Pokemon Center, as Kakuna might need extra help with nutrients in order to reach evolution. Since Kakuna can't eat, the professionals at the Pokemon Center, including Nurse Joy, will know how to help. Kakuna's disposition, like Weedle's, is quite benign, helped even more by the fact that they can't really move much in this cocoon state. Kakuna are solitary, although at times many can be seen hanging from the same tree or clinging to trees around the general colony area. Kakuna tend to hold a grudge about being captured in their state of helplessness, which can manifest in dangerous ways in Beedrill. It's best to start with Weedle to avoid this potentially dangerous situation. Once cocooned in the care of a trainer, a Kakuna is happy to sit in the trainer's backpack during travel, peeking out, of course. Kakuna's Japanese and English names are both derived of the word cocoon, though the English name is more of a distorted version of the word. My initial thoughts on Kakuna were similar to Metapod, except for the part where I have not been the biggest fan of Weedle and its family line, because it is definitely a bit more intimidating. With Kakuna, it's much more difficult to gauge its emotion as there is no mobility on its face or even its eyes like Metapod has. To be honest, Kakuna is a bit unsettling as they are just always watching and processing information on their immediate surroundings. From my research, I agree with the idea that trainers should start with Weedle to develop a relationship and build from there. I can definitely see Kakuna not being a fan of being caught in this next to defenseless state. I would be more comfortable around a Kakuna that evolved from a Weedle I raised than with a strange Kakuna that shows no emotion and is potentially holding a grudge towards you that might manifest in the Beedrill stage. It is important for trainers to know about the hidden stinger, as Kakuna is not completely defenseless and it can still cause some damage to you or other Pokemon. Overall, I don't find it wise to have an active Kakuna in your Pokemon team to use for battle. Battling can be dangerous for Kakuna, and this stage is more of a resting phase waiting for evolution. Take good care of Kakuna at this stage and you will have a grateful, loving, and deadly Beedrill at the end. I missed looking at the shiny Kakuna, but as it's not in Pokemon Go yet, we will need to wait for a future release. I wonder how dangerous a Shadow Kakuna might be. They might find it easier in their corrupted state to attack and use their stinger more often. But with a purified form, it is almost guaranteed your final Beedrill form will be fiercely loyal and the connection will be much stronger. Actually, capturing and purifying a Kakuna might limit or remove any animosity they might have towards you for capturing them during this evolutionary stage, as they will be grateful to the trainer that saved and purified them. Okay, trainers, if I missed anything or if you have any thoughts on Kakuna, please add them in the comments section below. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when a new video is up. I plan to release one every week with the goal of completing every Pokemon in every generation currently released. Please follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, and Twitter. The handle is @LondonInstinct for updates, posts, and stories. I am having fun featuring art submissions from trainers around the world, so feel free to submit yours too. See you next week, trainers. Bye.